friends, today we're going to talk about another way that you might be asked to find the equation of a line. There's two main equations we start from when the question is phrased as find the equation of the line that, and then it gives you some information. So we have two ways we might start. One is with this mistake that I've already made. Let's start that over. Okay, can we just start it over?
Yes.
Yes, okay. I can't make the first mark I make wrong. It's just wrong.
Just can't do it.
You just can't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hi friends, today we're going to talk about another way to find the equation of a line when you are given certain information. We have two general forms of the equation of the line that we start from. We've talked about y minus y1 equals m, remember, which is slope, times x minus x1. So this is point slope form. And I have a whole nother video talking about what to do when we are using this form. This we would use when we are given 2 points, or if we are given the slope plus a point. We also would use it when we are seeing the words parallel or perpendicular. All right, and I have other videos on these topics right here. So, and you can search for those videos as well. This form of the line that I want to talk about today is our slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b form. And in this one, let's go ahead and write that that is slope-intercept, and I usually abbreviate intercept as INT, slope-intercept form. And in that form of the line, the m stands for our slope, and the b is our y-intercept. Now remember, when we talk about a y-intercept, that is where the line touches the y-axis. And where the line goes through the y-axis, we know that our x is going to be 0. Our x value will be 0. So our y-intercept would be in the form 0b if we were to write it as a point. All right, so if we are given the slope and we are given the intercept, we can plug those into this form of the equation very easily to get this equation of a line. Let's look at some examples. All right, my first example, we want the equation of the line that has a slope of 2 and a y-intercept of 0, -4. So that slope of 2 tells me that my m is equal to 2. Y-intercept of -4 tells me that my b value is -4. So we can plug that into the equation of y equals 2x minus 4. This would be in slope-intercept form. If your question asks you for standard form, then we would simply subtract 2x from both sides and rewrite it as -2x plus y equals -4. Another way that we could write that would be if we multiplied all the way through by -1, and we wrote it as 2x minus y equals 4. So any of these would be the equation of the line. This would be slope-intercept, and this would be standard form. All right, let's look at another one. Here we're given that m is equal to 3/4. That's good to know. And our y-intercept is 2. So we could plug that in to our slope-intercept form. Y equals 3/4 x plus 2. That would be the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. If we wanted to write it in standard form, we wouldn't want fractions as coefficients. So we would multiply the whole equation through by 4 to clear the fractions. So we would have 4y equals 3x plus 8. And I'd subtract the 3x from both sides so that the x and y are on the same side, which would be negative 3x plus 4y is equal to 8. So y equals 3/4 x plus 2 would be the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. Negative 3x plus 4y equals 8 would be our line in standard form. All right, let's try another. Slope of negative 1/2, y-intercept of negative 3. All right, so plugging into slope-intercept form, I'd have y equals negative 1/2 x minus 3. Using that negative 1/2 and the negative 3 in the slope and the y-intercept position. If I wanted it in standard form, I would multiply this whole equation by 2 and then get the x and y on the same side. So this would be 2y is equal to negative x minus 3. Oh, should have multiplied by 2 on the end. Let's fix that. If we multiply by 2, we got to multiply everything by 2. So this would be negative x minus 6. All right, and let's get x and y on the same side. So I'm going to add x to both sides, which is going to give me x plus 2y is equal to negative 6. So my two options for a solution, based on whatever they were asking for, would be y equals negative 1/2 x minus 3, or x plus 2y equals 6. All right, last one. I have a slope of 0 and a y-intercept of 5. So I could say m is equal to 0 and b is equal to 5. When we go to slope-intercept form, I would have y equals 0x plus 5. 0x is just 0. So the other way we could write that line is y equals 5. And this would be an appropriate answer for slope-intercept form or standard form. Remember, when we have a slope of 0, it's just going to be a horizontal line, which is going to look like y equals something. All right. If you were looking for a different type of question, finding an equation, look for these other videos, which are very similar in the type of question you're looking for, just given different information.